Welcome to Martini Time. Beautiful day here in Blackstone, the center of the world, but then you too are the center of the world. So let us be awake and aware and welcome this talk as a guide to your essential ground of equanimity or understanding. So, leave my hair a little bit. Okay. The name of this talk is, It's No Time for Beavers. I wrote this morning. Excuse me. That Beefeater's gin is very good. Do you know what a beefeater is? These are the guards of the Tower of London, so they are threshold guardians. So I think I'm going to make Beefeater's gin my gin now because I really like threshold guardians. They're my friends. You need to make friends with the fellow at the gate because he'll let you into the inner sanctum. So, it's no time for beavers. So we're in trying times and we really need a wide angle view. And we need a good metaphor to understand what's going on today because it's real crazy. And there's a lot of anxiety and anger and outrage and fear and doubt and confusion as all of these things are happening, but faster than we can keep up. There's a new cause every week. Where are the babies? I've forgotten what it was before that, but it was big. So it's like there's one wave after another. It's like you go to the beach and you wade out in the water and a wave comes and just when you get your breath back, another wave comes. So it's like these waves are coming. You see what's going on. Well, let's take a moment and look at a beaver dam. Now, a beaver dam blocks a stream. And the beavers are part of the ecological system. They replenish the forest. They replenish everything. They're in balance. They hold the water back. The beavers work to keep that dam going, to keep that dam going. And the water tries to push it down. So there's a dance between the water and the dam. The beavers work to keep it up. The water, the stream, tries to push it down. Liberals and conservatives. Liberals are the stream. Conservatives, check it, hold it back. Wait a minute. You're going too much. You're flooding everybody. Got to put a check on this thing. Let out a little bit. But then the wave, you see, the river tries to overcome. So it's a play between the liberals and conservatives. But what happens if they get stuck? What happens if the dam gets really strong and it won't let the stream flow through? Like a boulder dam, it just plugs up every leak. Well, the water builds up. The stream isn't going to stop. It'll just keep building up. So the beavers have to get stronger. And the river just keeps pouring onto it. The bad beavers get stronger. So this has been going on for 40 years. The conservative beaver dam has been trying to stop up the river and just not have a single leak. And it's not to say that, but the river needs a dam to keep it in check. So they really play together historically, in life, in history. You can look back over all of history and it's a play between the river and the dam. The stream and the beavers, you see. But once in a while, it gets stuck. And when it's stuck, pressure builds up. Liberal pressure, conservative dam. You see. It builds up. And we feel it. And it breaks out in violence. It breaks out in demonstrations. It breaks out in cultural wars. It breaks out in the elections. And it breaks out in mass shootings. And it breaks out in violence and people going nuts, you see. People go crazy because of the pressure. It's like we live in a collective field, and we're all affected by what happens in it. You can't avoid it unless you go live in a cave. And the pressure affects us. It affects us on Facebook. It affects us it's just like being in a family that's tense. And you get little arguments breaking out over nothing. You moved the salt shaker. I've had it. You broke a cup. That's it. You see? The pressure builds, and so little incidents become big tragedies or violent outbreaks. You want a cause for mass shootings? So we're looking at a play between the beaver and the dam, and there is a natural play between them. But if you get stuck, you see, the 60s was a great liberal release of the liberal stream. LBJ was a huge liberal river, created all these liberal programs. But it was huge. So Nixon, the conservative dam, came in and said, we're going to restore law and order to the river. No more flooding with all these programs, you see. Cost too much. Put the brakes on. So then the river, Clinton came in, and the liberal river gave a little bit. The Bushes built it back. Obama came in, a little bit of liberal trickle through there. Trump comes back, build that dam bigger. But you see, the whole country is changing. The conditions are changing. You know what? Take Roseanne, for instance. Now, she was famous for being outrageous, doing outrageous things. That was her comedy act. She got laughs. She got a TV show. Times changed. So she tried her outrageous, what she thought was probably funny, and times had changed, and she got fired. So the conditions change, and what worked in the past won't work now. Your strength in the past becomes your weakness now, because you have to keep in balance with change. If you don't, you see, the river will build up, and if you don't allow the river to come through in controlled streams, it will build up and wash the whole dam away. Everybody that has a dam knows that. The dikes, you have to release the pressure, or the whole thing will blow apart. And it's like we're reaching that point where if the pressure isn't released, there's going to be a complete destruction of the constitutional dam. That's what the Constitution is. It's a beaver dam that allows liberal energy, liberal water to flow out in controlled measures. It has to do that. That's how it works. But if the dam stops up, the pressure keeps building until you have... Now, other countries don't have our constitutional beaver dam. So they don't allow Gaddafi, Syria, all these other countries don't have controlled leaks. So the pressure builds up until the whole society blows up. And once that's released, it's just mass destruction. Nobody can stop it. It just, everybody kills everybody. Can't stop it. It's like a Facebook argument. Get people going at each other, their opinions on Facebook, and you can't stop it. Goes on for days. So anyway, we're looking at a metaphor that tries to understand what's going on, a wider angle. And I like the beaver dam. So it's no time for beavers right now, because the pressure is building up from all different angles. Right now it's, where are the babies? And then it was, I can't even remember what the last outbreak of the pressure came from. That's how crazy it is now. Each time there is a new outbreak, a new outrage, it just floods our mind, floods the media. That's all we think of. But the real pressure that's building up is the Mueller investigation. That's the pressure. Because it's like Hillary's box. We know there's something in there, but we don't know what it is. See, we know it's kind of like, it's very ironic that Trump got elected on Hillary's mailbox. Oh, we know something's in there. We don't know what it is, but something's in there. We've got to find it. Something's in there. So now there is a Trump box, and Mueller's digging into it. And we know there's something in there, but we don't know what it is, so get it over with. If you got something, show it. If you got something on your, it's like a poker. All right, if you got something in your hand, you better show it. Don't sit there holding those cards and raising the ante. Show it now. What do you got? I think you're bluffing. I think you're bluffing. Show it. You see? And Mueller holds the cards. I ain't showing it till I'm ready, you see. So that's building tension. And right now the tension is building. The marching, all Saturday today, they're all marching about saving the babies. Now the next wave, the next pressure is the Supreme Court. Now it's going to be abortion all over again. Now it's going to be abortion. And save the babies. And, I've lost track. But I hope it's no time for Beavers. Is that we're heading for a great release of pressure. It has to release. If this November election doesn't release the pressure and let the liberal water flow again, and I'm saying it doesn't need a conservative check. I'm saying that they work together. But for the last 40 years, they haven't been working together. Because of the extravagance of the 60s, the Beaver Dam got extravagant. The Beaver Dam got bigger. Law and order. That's the Beaver Dam. Control. Certainty. Moral order. All these liberals out of there, All they're going to do is just spend our money and be immoral and have abortions. You see? Control. But the larger picture is the goddess. You see them right here? Kuan Yin, and the Virgin Mary. The goddess is rising. The feminine power is rising up because the male beaver dam has gotten too strong. And it's squelched and pushed down the return of the goddess. You see, since, Western civilization, particularly with Christianity and Muslim, has been a repression of the goddess. Pushed down. Eve, the goddess, instead of being God's consort, she wasn't even allowed to give birth to Adam. Adam gave birth to Eve. And then she became the cause of sin. Push that woman down. Keep her in the closet, not in the kitchen and the nursery. So a lot of this rising, right, where are the babies and abortion are all about feminism, women's power. Women's return to the workforce. This is new. Women in the workforce working in what was normally called a male function. In our society, the women support the men. You look at the history books, it's all men. Great individual men. Women are kind of like a Muslim woman, just see the eyes. You see, no individual there. But now women are individual. Their individuality is rising. They demand individuality, which means citizenship. They demand being an individual, unique person who creates life, not just babies, but jobs, careers, art. You see, that was men create art and jobs, women make babies. That's been the historic, that's what you get to create. You get to create babies. I get to create a business. But now women are creating businesses. That's pressure on the beaver dam. So everywhere we turn, there is pressure of life on the beaver dam. So any way you frame it, that metaphor covers it all. Thanks for dropping in.